Two persons have lost their lives in a road accident which occurred in Douala 3 municipality after a heavy-duty truck transporting cement crushed a taxi and a woman who was crossing the road. Tonight, we'll tell you how fire has razed shops at Avenue Kennedy in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. And equally, we'll be telling you how some thieves, some men of the underworld specialized in the circulation of fake documents, have been apprehended by elements of Gendarmerie Brigade in the economic capital, Douala. This and more will constitute the 6 p.m. newscast. Good evening, I am HANSON Chanji. Thanks for joining me in the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox Television. We are broadcasting live from Douala, Cameroon, Equinox Central News Desk. I told you in the top stories, 2 persons have died, 3 others injured in a road accident which occurred in the Douala 3 municipality. That was earlier today. A truck transporting cement crushed a taxi which eyewitnesses say was on high speed, as well as a woman who was crossing the road. Smart Jikan Gabriel.
It was a bloody Thursday morning at the village neighborhood in the Douala 3 municipality. Inhabitants who were heading for their different job sites were all grieved after a taxi alleged to be on top speed in search of passengers went on a head-on collision against a lorry transporting cement. Witnesses at the scene of the incident had different views on how many persons died as a result of the clash. Notwithstanding the confusion on the number of deaths recorded, an official version from the forces of law and order at the scene talked of 2 deaths. The Army Rescue Unit that descended to the scene also had tough times in destroying the taxi to remove the lifeless bodies of the victims. Meanwhile, the 3 other victims who had injuries were taken to the Nilon District Hospital. Due to the accident, several business persons were grounded for hours as a result of the traffic that engulfed the area. As the forces of law and order struggled to ensure that the road is freed for the flow of cars.
What a tragic incident there, and few hours after that, several shops were razed at Avenue Kennedy in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. It is a commercial center. Roland Akong reports that the cause of the inferno has not been established.
The intensity of the flame and smoke speak of the enormity and gravity of the fire incident at the Yaoundé Commercial Avenue, better known as Avenue Kennedy, downtown Yaoundé Thursday. An eyewitness tells us that scores of shops were razed down by the fire whose cause is not yet known.
This morning we came here and we just saw fire at around 8:30 this morning, a.m. in the morning, because when we came here, there's one technician who was just there and was trying to fix a phone. So a woman just heard an order of fire. So when they have to break the first compartment, they just saw that fire already took every place. Because there is a guy that is trying to fix t-shirt, there's a carton of clothes inside there. Yeah, so all that just gone on fire. And as you can see, more than, it's just because you can see more than 9 or 10 stores who have been burned here.
Thanks to the intervention of fire soldiers, the flames did not cross to other shops in the area.
Les sapeurs-pompiers que vous voyez tout autour de moi là, c'est des gens qui ont fait un travail fabuleux parce que ça pouvait incendier tout ce boulevard commercial de la ville de Yaoundé.
Shops with ICT equipment were the hardest hit.
C'était une boutique informatique qui vendait les produits informatiques, les ordinateurs, laptops. Oui.
The material damage of the Inferno is estimated at millions of francs CFA, although no figure has been put on it yet.
Now, back in the Littoral region, elements of the Gendarmerie Brigade, the Territorial Gendarmerie Brigade, have apprehended 4 persons and presented to the press today. 4 persons who are specialized in circulating fake documents and the production of fake documents. The persons, it should be noted, were caught in the month of July. The month of July, in which authorities of the Douala Port, the Port Authority of Douala, held them, interrogated them after it was discovered that fake documents are becoming, that fake documents have taken central stage in the economic capital Douala, precisely at the Port Authority, in which several huge sums of money have been lost by the Port Authority. It was after the interrogation that they were handed over to the Territorial Gendarmerie Brigade. Investigations have been opened. There are about 16 others who are still at large. It should be noted that they were caught in possession of over 50 fake stamps as far as the 4 persons are concerned. We'll be giving you more information when we get hold of them. Now, the 6th edition of the Divisional Craft Fair of the Sanaga Maritime Division has ended with craft persons demanding for better training opportunities in order to improve on their output. Catherine Kone has more.
Beaucoup de difficultés par rapport au transport et par rapport à acheter certains produits pour...
The craftsmen presented the transport system as an impeding factor affecting their output, transporting their finished products from the interior to the town. Woodwork, iron carvings, painting, designer dresses and other designs are objects presented in the exhibition. For exhibition was selected as the best craft fair. The woodwork came first, the ironbark craft and chairs second, designed by the artisan. The 4 winners will represent the Sanaga Maritime in the regional craft exhibition to take place November 29 in Douala. And another competition will be organized at the regional level to select the best craft for the International Craft Fair in Yaoundé on April 2018. An artisan, Issa Bamboun, won the first place during the Yaoundé International Craft Fair in 2016. However, the event witnessed top government officials, and it was chaired by the SDO of Sanaga Maritime at the Edea ceremonial ground.
Members of the National Bilingualism Commission have continued their tour in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, to measure the level of the effective usage or practice of bilingualism. It should be noted the Bilingualism Commission that was created in this 2017 within the context of the Anglophone crisis. In the upcoming extract, Amatutu Muna, the former Minister for Arts and Culture, tells our reporter that it is a gradual process in the implementation of the bilingualism process in Cameroon.
We can see that the ministry is really working a lot in terms of making sure that the constitution in terms of bilingualism is applied. There are a few hitches, not due to lack of staff or anything, but I think it's shortcomings that you would find in most administration. But you find in this administration the will to improve on that. A lot is being done. Most documents are translated. Most documents and services are being taken into consideration when they serve people in both languages. There are no barriers in terms of writing in English, or it's impressive to know that here, when you write in English, they reply to you in English. When you write in French, they reply to you in French. And during meetings, you can speak in any language you wish to speak. So I think there's a good application of this part of the Constitution. We also found out that in terms of documentation, they have some problems in terms of certain documents being available in English, but they are going to remedy to that whenever it is possible. Thank you very much.
Now we take you to the west region of the country to meet this institution, Government Bilingual School Sinte Baleng, which is gradually disappearing from existence due to its deplorable and dilapidated state. Teaching and learning exercise is under harsh conditions. Our reporter, Innocent Aze, now presents a picture of that institution.
Government Primary School Sinte Baleng is situated 16 kilometers from the town of Bafoussam. Accommodation of pupils in this 14-year-old establishment is indeed precarious. The 6 classes are hosted by these 2 blocks, one of which had collapsed last year. Class 1 and Class 2 are merged in a single classroom, while Class 3 and 4 are grouped in this classroom, while Classes 5 and 6 in another, making a total of 6 classrooms hosting pupils of various classes. Blackboards are set up opposite direction of each classroom, and a teacher teaches both classes systematically. When it is time for the same subject, lecture is general. On the contrary, he is obliged to give exercise to another class while teaching or lecturing the other. From the creation of this school in 2003, it has been declining rather than progressing. Government seems not to be aware of the existence of the school. Away from the collapsed walls, the roof looks more of a trap to teachers and pupils. What frightens her more in this classroom is the setting and exposure. There are no windows. The roof is made of bamboos, which can fall at any moment on them during lesson. During the rainy season, the classrooms are inundated and the traditional floors become muddy, with teachers compelled to engage in manual labor before proceeding with the teaching and learning processes.
Following day, we'll just sweep it and continue our classes.
The headmaster occupies this office, which he himself says cannot invite a colleague or friend due to its deplorable state and lack of chairs. Everything found in a normal primary school is lacking in the school. No textbooks, didactic materials, offices, and lot more. Only 3 parents are part of the PTA. It is under them that the school was built, and lack of government support now leaves it in a dangerous and dilapidated state.
Comme vous voyez, les bâtiments sont tels que les parents ont fait.
Parents fear to send their kids here. The number of pupils attending the school keeps dropping yearly, and there is fear Government Primary School Sinte Baleng will in the nearest future become history.
In news out of Cameroon, the Supreme Court in Liberia has halted the rerun process for the presidential elections between the former world-best player Josh Weah and Joseph Boakai, the vice president. It should be noted that it comes after one of the candidates lodged a complaint of alleged fraud. Details in the upcoming report. The former footballer Josh Weah was supposed to go head-to-head with Joseph Boakai, the country's deputy president, next Wednesday, both vying to take over from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as her 12 years in power comes to an end. But after the first round, one of the losing parties lodged a complaint with the National Elections Commission, saying there had been late opening of polls and lack of queue controls, as well as outright fraud. The Supreme Court has issued a temporary injunction to delay the runoff while it looks into the allegations. Officials of the National Elections Commission, the NEC, were ordered to appear at the court on Thursday morning to respond to the complaints. The capital, Monrovia, was unusually quiet Wednesday morning as Liberians woke up to the news. Police patrolled street corners across the city. There was a heavy police presence outside the court. Since the first round, Sirleaf and her Unity Party have had a public falling out after the party accused her of interference in the election because she met electoral officials before the vote. Sirleaf, who was Africa's first female president when she took over in 2005, hit back, saying the allegations amounted to hate speech and inciting language, and that they were an unfortunate attempt by agents agent provocateur to undermine Liberia's democratic process. Her refusal to campaign or publicly back her deputy has fueled much speculation in the country. In a statement, the ruling party said her tenure had been accompanied by corruption and waste, poverty and selective application of justice, and the rule of law. However, for her entire presidency, her deputy was Boakai, her would-be successor and a co-author of the statement. In the first round, Weah won 38% of the vote, while Boakai 29%, and Charles Brumskin of the Liberty Party, the party that lodged the complaint, won 10%. We've come to the end of this edition of the news. Thanks for watching. Good night.